Lineups for today then, and Sale make just one change given the showing last week. The pack remains the same with 4 internationals present. Benson and Jarrell, the Eagles, Harper, the Red Rose and co-captain, and Capel, the Spaniard. So on the right wing that the change sees Sophie Hopkins come in for the rested Eva Wood. Player of the round last week, Holly Thorpe on the left. At 10, the other co-captain, Lizzie Duffy, continues alongside Sophia Stefan. Her compatriot, Beatrice Rigoni, is at 13. And for Leicester Tigers, head coach Tom Hudson makes 2 changes from the side that lost to Loughborough last week. Up front, Army Corporal Sophie Benevent joins Flight Lieutenant Amy Cockayne in the front row, in a pack that includes top performers Charlotte Frey, Julia Omakwale and 40th capper for Tigers, Captain Roisin McBrien. It's a first league start for Natasha Jones this term, with an all-international backline to play with. Scottish-English midfield with Wills and Jones, an American duo in Fury and Henrich, and a Canadian fullback in Claire Gallagher. Well, Leicester Tigers, they scored their second highest tally of the season against Loughborough Lightning last week. Charlotte Frey saying they've been champing at the bit since that match and the disappointment they felt. Their first ever PWR win came on the road last season against Sale Sharks, albeit it was at Hare Lane, the home of Chester. And Sale Sharks ready to join their opponents and hear the roar of the home fans. A giddy team run, as Sale Sharks head coach Rachel Taylor described it when they were here on Friday. Almost had to have a moment of bringing them back to earth and get them to focus on what was needed. But we love that kind of energy in the PWR. Their best performance of the season last week against the Chiefs. It was for carries, for dominant carries, for defenders beaten, clean breaks. These are the sorts of key stats that can keep you bouncing after a defeat. And there is the mercurial, the maverick, Beatrice Rigoni. Trudy Cowan as well in front. We have had the sunshine. It does exist up in Manchester. I can promise you that. And hoping it might stay a little dry over the course of the next little while. Rachel Burford has whistled up the steps to join us. How are you, Rachel?
Very well, thank you. Yep, a few steps to get up to the best spot in the house from up here. What an exciting matchup we've got.
Our referee for this one, Jack Makepeace, will be assisted by Henry Pearson and Jennifer Burrows. He was on duty actually yesterday in the Champo, not against Bedford. We've got TMO in the truck in the form of Tom Foley.
About 20 seconds.
Well, Meg Jones against Beatrice Rigoni. That is just one of the tasty matchups on this one that we could look forward to.
Yep.
Our first match of a doubleheader.
Time's on.
Starting with the PWR, Sale Sharks against Leicester. Great to have your company. And it is going to be Rigoni who fields it first of all. But she had just taken a tiptoe over that 22-metre line and has booted it out on the full.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the start that Rigoni would have wanted. You can just see that she just slightly caught the ball too low.
All right, there we go, sorry.
But also just that awareness where you are in the pitch.
Line-out options.
Good contest, play on.
It's going to be Omakwale who breaks. PWR debut was against Sale in January last season. She's been a real thorn in the side of opponents, Omakwale, the Canadian. Guilty of a few basic errors last season, few overly offloading, and oh, that's a decent offload to try and get the starter for Leicester Tigers. Oh my goodness! Well, we gave the big build-up to Charlotte Frey, and she was right on the shoulder to career in. It was like a centre herself.
Such an impressive start. All starts with the set piece. Not quite as accurate as they probably would have wanted, but cleared up really, really well. Just the ability to play really flat. Natasha Jones comes into the side. Important gain, just plays really flat to the line. And look at just staying alive on the inside. Ready there to clear or to be the offload option. What a brilliant finish. And what a great start for Tigers.
All good, Jack.
Just saying out, Tom. Do you know the mini screen in the corner?
Is from Tess Fury.
That's the only one that's currently working.
Okay, mate, no problem.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll matter.
Just that timing, really hard to defend when you play so flat at the line. Ball right across the defence and then right on the shoulder. The exact start that Leicester Tigers would have wanted, all from that error, from that kick from Rugby. This is where Sale just needs to shake it off and restart again.
Well, their first chance to hammer the ball into Tigers territory. They will themselves tiptoe out of the 22 with Emily Henrich. Benevent. It was just a little bit loose. I wondered if it might just turn out for Sale Sharks to be able to pick it up. It's been ripped away by McBrien. Cocaine. Jones looking to just try and find a way to unpick the defence. It was Holly Thorpe who came up to shut it down. Jones is selling the big dummies. It's the first Sevens weekend of the season. And Meg Jones will be looking to pull out all the tricks of the trade that she's got in her locker. Quite a few of them. Clearance kick downfield. Finds Prothero. Found herself in a bit of an arm wrestle on the 10-metre line. The clearance came through. Sophia Stefan, that's a little bit loose. It's going to need someone to claim it. And Lizzie Duffy just beat everybody to the ball. But there's nobody on the outside of Trudy Cowan. There's a little bit of overexcited energy, perhaps, Rachel Burford from Sale Sharks at the minute.
Yeah, it's always a bit tense, isn't it? Opening a few minutes, gone down a try. Just trying to force it, just need to settle a little bit, be patient, find your shape, get your forwards back into the position, and then you've got a platform to try and create opportunities from.
You almost need a few minutes just to sort of shake the adrenaline from the system, don't you? That sort of carry will help do the business. It's there for the Italian, Stefan. Katie Benson driving it up. A couple of Rugby World Cups for the USA international. Oh, now that looked like it was just lost forward, and indeed the referee says Claire Gallagher didn't quite have the control on that she would have liked.
Yeah, she does have the sun in her eye. Not something that we usually see from Claire Gallagher, but good work from Stefan just to recognise they're not really going anywhere. Let's just put the ball to boot and then get us down the field, force the error.
Let's go.
Sale did well there, unorganised, disorientated, but managed to keep ball retention and recycle, and now find themselves in a great attacking position.
When you said that's something we don't normally see, I thought you meant the sun. It's been that sort of autumn, hasn't it? Sale have had a decent scrum. They did win, as you can see, all scrum feeds, all 7 of them last week.
Just get your timing right.
They are up against a Tigers side that has the best scrum success in the league, so decent little battle will be going on here. Benson, Fielding and Harper for the Sharks against Leo Bartlett, Scottish international.
Coach!
Cocaine, of course, 82 cap Red Rose. Sophie Benevent. They like the look of her as well as a strong scrummager on her 5th club appearance. It's Stefan.
Right, keep them playing. Let's play the advantage.
Advantage is being played, so Sharks are going to get the chance to thump this into that Tigers 22, which they do. Rigoni in there to help try and keep the ball as quick as it possibly can. The little gap just spotted by Jazz Hazel. And now Sharks with a long one over the top. Can Holly Thorpe continue where she left off last week? Yes, she can. Got the try against Exeter Chiefs. Beat 10 defenders last week. Well, she's got round a couple more to make sure that the home side strike back against the Tigers on the 7th minute.
Well, in the earlier part of the show, we talked about the execution in this area. one visit and they managed to convert. Great playing flat at the line. Lizzie Duffy straight round the corner. What about that ball? The vision to see the outside defenders has jammed in. And then finding Holly Thorpe, who's so dangerous. Still got work to do. Big step off the left foot, back inside, and then leg drive through to get over. What a response from Sale Sharks. And that is something out of Katie Daly McLean's textbook passing from Lizzie Duffy there.
Yeah, they're very happy to have Duffy back fit. Yet to be capped, Lizzie Duffy. She's been called up to a few Red Roses training squads, including last one ahead of the Six Nations in March.
Yeah, okay, I'll come round there.
Oh, close as that.
Too low, needs to be higher. Yeah, no, looser.
It's a really good attack from Sale Sharks, just the speed of the ball, playing flat at the line, and then beating the defenders too quick for Leicester Tigers to be able to organise a number up.
Because your loose heads' hips are going, they're losing the space as well. They're not going forward.
Two-point game. And it's Rigoni. Little bit of footwork needed. Now Stefano, they've looked for the big one. Two Italian players combining well. Rigoni busts straight through the first tackle, but they need the support to get there, and Omaquale might be there to turn that over. What a competition there is for possession here. But it is played away by the Canadian. And then through Benevent. And now they sense there might be a bit of room on the outside. And it does find its way to Meg Jones. And Jones has got room to play with. And there's the step. Meg Jones picking her own route through. Is she going to need the support? Eventually the tackle does come in from Holly Thorpe. But that was all Meg Jones. Vintage Meg Jones. 2 metres out. Omaquale, where it all started in terms of the turnover. Options off to the right. Oh, it's all too easy. All too easy for Leia Bartlett.
All good, mate.
Just pushed at the door and it flung wide open.
Well, we talk about special players and Meg Jones being one of those, and the ability that she has to be able to just unlock opportunities for her team. All started in the breakdown. Omaquale being really physical in there, just managed to turn the ball over, and then it's all play, recognising they're going to be disorganised defensively. Great ball from Gallagher to get it to the outside, and then here Meg Jones, open space, open opportunity, the big goosey. Just the power and the pace that she can have, disruptive. And then look at the organisation from the pack from Leicester. Everybody there ready and waiting to go. And then it all comes the power game to get over.
Two tries on the board then for the Tigers. Saw the break from Amy Ralph, but then it was just all a little too high and a little too loose. .36 caps for Scotland, signed from Loughborough Lightning last season, Leia Bartlett. She actually got the last-minute score to grab that win at Hare Lane last season, so she is back scoring in the Orinoco Flow fixture. Sail away, for anybody wondering. I think it's been well done year after year. Frey. Well hit by Alba Capel. Oh, that was a flat offload. Ralph.
Take it in. One side.
It's going to go straight down the middle and invite Thorpe to come flying onto it, who's looked to make the kick, but it's just been Eva Donaldson that it found. Capel diving on it. Stefan. That was a nice little late ball to send Cowan through the gap, but support wasn't there. It's perhaps what you see from some of the teams at the top of the PWR table to these teams. It's the speed of thought. Players knowing where they need to be. Oh, and Justice Stefan's tried to play that away. Ball wasn't clean to pick up, and it's brought about the knock-on.
Ball's away before it.
Yeah, such a shame, because they've done so many of the
It's
hard yards, getting good gain line, pushing forward. You could see on the blind side there, just a little bit worried about the numbers that they had. I suppose that Sale will be questioning whether Natasha Jones was in there disrupting. Stefan be able to get that ball away clean. Just see that game management from Leicester Tigers really early on. Straight from the restart, get themselves set, get a platform. Let's not play in this area, let's kick it down there.
Crouch! Bind! Set! Eight. Look, use the
It's a
ball.
pretty solid platform for the Tigers. And Jones, missed pass for the other Jones. Good tackle from Rigoni that time on Gallagher. And then just forced a little.
No, it's gone.
Yeah, you can see what she was trying to do there. Not everybody can keep up with her speed at times. It's just good urgency from Leicester. They want to play quick from the breakdown. They're not waiting to get set and then play.
Down for Stefan, whips it away.
Move!
Laura Perrin on the charge. And it's Natasha Harper, one of the co-captains of this Sale Sharks team. They look to try and get the clear out there, and they got it just in time. And Stefan looked to try and get it over the shoulder for Niamh Swales, but it's just proved to be turnover ball for Leicester Tigers. And Meg Jones looks to put it on the toe, and she might have the beating of Beatrice Rigoni, which she did have initially. But in fact, the shove in the back is going to be the reason for the penalty.
Nice bit of 13 on 13 battle there. Little foot race, good option again from Meg Jones.
I don't think she slightly helped Rigoni get there. Thumped away.
To set the edge.
You can see what Stefan's trying to do there, but brilliant defence from Frey. Just gets her body in between the ball and the pass. And good option from Meg Jones. Not enough time to be able to draw and pass the ball out, so kicks it into the space in behind.
Quick on down off the top. Cowan for Stefan, then Perrin once more. Bit more depth. Oh, and that's really good leg drive and committing through the contact from the USA Eagle, Erica Jarrell. Through Benson. Looking to try and wrestle the ball away. Oh, look at the strength. Was that Talia Brody? Now they've got options. Players lurking right. Meg Jones and two outside her. Oh, it's well taken. Prothero just allowing it to collide and regather. Harper, Stefan will go with the box kick. Rigoni was on the right page, but it stayed in field. Three Sale Sharks colliding with Gallagher. None of them quite able to shepherd her towards the touchline. Omakwale, that was a little loose. Rush decision to go for the pass rather than the carry. But again, it's away from Ralph, and that was just knocked forwards in the middle. Leicester Tigers almost just arriving a split second before they're ready for the next ball. Wasn't quite ready for the hands of skipper Roisin McBrien.
Yeah, almost looked like she was trying to back out of it, not thinking that the ball was for her. Sale Sharks, just too many turnovers at the breakdown. Need to really secure their ball.
Can't change, once you change lanes, play the ball.
Well, this was the big shot from Brody. Wraps up the ball, big wrestle up top. Seeing the ball being spilled, whether it's in the tackle, being ripped out the tackle, in at the breakdown.
Crouch! Bind!
Played the full 80 last week, Sophia Stefan.
Set!
Saw the box kick a moment ago. She's third on the list for kick meters across the league. And she's going to find Perrin. Oh, you can see what they were trying to do. And what Meg Jones is going to try and do is race 50 metres. Nobody is going to catch the red rose. Built for the big occasion. Talking about being back doing what she loves. And that's what the Sale Sharks bench make of it. Third try from Leicester Tigers. And Sale Sharks need to be careful that this big game at home is not going to get away from them.
Yeah, it's just, again, it's timing from Sale Sharks there. Just slightly off on the wraparound. Lizzie Duffy not quite there when she needed to be, but Meg Jones just pouncing on the ball, getting her head up, seeing there's plenty of space in the background. We know she's got that sevens pace that she can finish and outrun the back three as well.
Two tries in 3 appearances now this season. Made a return just 3 weeks ago. 12 weeks after the ATFL injury in her ankle, her foot. Of course, she played the Olympic sevens in Paris and sadly lost her father, her biggest supporter, to lung cancer in the summer. She goes out there and gives it absolutely everything she's got. How pleased they are to have her back in their ranks.
Oh, absolutely. She's such a quality player. I mean, there's not many players that get better and better every time. And when you come back from injury, you take time to get yourself back into the game. This girl gets back in and she is box office from the start.
Tigers are looking the more assured, I think it's fair to say, in the opening quarter of the match. Brodie is well felled. Carry from Scotswoman Uvi Wills, now on Makwale. Looking to try and free the hands and does manage to get the offload away. And is this going to be more room for Tigers running as Henrich comes down the right side? Clung onto and brought to ground by Thorpe, but Relf has quick ball and can find Amy Cockayne, who's finding room. And then the support for Relf, and then more. It's Frey looking for another one. Sale Sharks have managed to do an extraordinary hold-up job. But they are under the pump here, Rachel Burford.
Yeah, they really are. But brilliant scramble defence. For all money, you thought that one of the Tiger players were going to be in, whether that was Amy Cockayne on that brilliant inside ball there on Makwale. Look at that, the strength and the balance to get your arms through whilst you're being tackled by 2 players. But you've got to give it to them, being able to get back, scramble right on your line. Amy Cockayne always stiffs out a line break opportunity. And then Charlotte Frey already working so hard for her team today and on the shoulders again.
Frey is just getting a bit of attention under the sticks. That was the first time the Tigers have got into that Sale Sharks 22 and not finished it with a score. Rigoni went for the big intercept. It was very close.
I just love watching Rigoni. She's a chancer, just like Meg Jones is.
Yeah,
actually top of the charts in terms of her work beating defenders last week. She was beating 6 of them, 42 metres and 11 carries.
You've got a sub lined up if needs be.
So it's just the attention for Charlotte Frey, who I think has taken a bit of a blow to the noggin.
Yeah.
So Jack, there's no foul play on that. It's just as she's going to ground, she bangs into the knee of the player who's upright.
Yeah, she's going down to the floor to try and score. Yeah.
Our TMO Tom Foley just confirming no foul play, just a collision.
Remember, no lane change.
Lower.
Crouch. Bind.
Well, I think out of the two directors of rugby or head coaches, it'll be Tom Hudson who's the happier, and he's with Jenny.
Thanks, Nick. Yes, he is very happy indeed, I can tell you that. It's been a perfect start, 3 tries. How pleased are you with the attacking play so far?
Yeah, we're super pleased. We've created chances as we've done normally, and we've converted a few of them. I still think our conversion rate can be higher. Sorry, as I just watched this. But what I'm really pleased with is, as we've got down to the 22, we're coming away with points this week.
Yes, that has been something that you wanted to work on, the efficiency in the red zone. What's changed? What have you worked on in order for that to happen today?
Well, we actually, trade secret, we decided not to go. Many teams will kind of change their attacking style in the 22. They tend to go off a 9 shape more. We decided to stay away from that this week. We didn't feel like it worked for us so well, and so far it's paid off, but let's see how it continues.
Thanks very much for your time. I know you sit and watch in the roof, so I'll let you go back there. Thanks, Tom.
Thank you, Jenny. I'll come to Rachel Burford shortly for the talk of playing off 9 or not playing off 9, as Tom Hudson describes. But Amakwale with the carry right on that 22. Meg Jones, oh, they're looking for another ability to break through here, and it's Brodie looking on the outside into that 22 again. Oh, and now the penalty will go against Tigers here, and we're going to see against Sale Sharks. Sorry, we're going to see the yellow card for Prothero. Leicester Tigers going in search of his 4th try and a bonus point. Just 22 minutes of the game played, Rachel.
Yeah, it's been breathtaking stuff, hasn't it, from both teams. You just feel so much of the momentum with Leicester Tigers. And Meg Jones just so instrumental to what this team could do. Look at that no-look pass. Amy Cocaine back against the grain. That's what gets them slightly in behind, and then yet again, another one, another touch from Meg Jones.
Crouch.
Sale just scrambling here.
Bind.
Last week, their discipline really let them down. So I'm sure that's been something that they've talked about this week.
Stand it up.
So Sharks just getting a little overexcited.
We'll go again. Move it across. No, I'm coming in. You can't angle out.
Okay. But I'm trying to do that because she's angling in.
I don't think she is, I disagree.
Okay.
Little chat had with our referee, Natasha Harper.
Let's go.
2-time Six Nations winner with the Red Roses. She's Salford born, is Natasha Harper, though, so return to her roots here.
Bind. Set.
Former Loughborough Lightning player. Now then, first phase for Sale Sharks to have to defend. Brodie with the control. Ralph gets it. Then Jones. Natasha Jones cuts back to bring her down. They'd love slightly quicker ball, and Sale Sharks have done their best to disrupt, but not legally. Amakwale might be told to calm it down, but not by Meg Jones, who has sniffed out the line, but said she wasn't going to get there. Speed of mind to make sure they reset. Oh, they might be being carried all the way to the line here.
Tackle.
Eva Donaldson had it. Now they load to the right. Brodie again, just short once more. Henrich was to the right. Amakwale to the left. 4 tries already on the board for Leicester Tigers.
All good, Jack.
They are looking ruthless and relentless.
The exact words I was going to say to talk about this Tigers team, just being absolutely ruthless. As soon as they're getting into it, Meg Jones just making out she might go to the corner, tries to catch players off guard. So many players find themselves over the line, getting held up there. Meg Jones knows to pull back, present. And here, just the power game. Just being patient, resetting. Okay, it's not on there. Koala comes back at the angle. You can see there, Cohen just not set and able to get under the ball to stop it.
There's a certain serendipity to the score, isn't there? That Meg Jones took the ball off Julia Amakwale to say, no, I don't want you quick tapping, because I'm going to quick tap.
Also trying to power down.
But it actually was the Canadian who was able to get over for the score. Her 3rd try of the season.
Can't just put all the weight through to get it her own way.
Made the 2nd most post-contact meters of the side behind Charlotte Frey. She's beaten the most defenders in the club this season. She has been absolutely brilliant, it's fair to say. And she gets another try to confirm those sorts of efforts. While, of course, Sale Sharks are down to 14 and without Nikita Prothero. And it'll go straight back to the try scorer. He'll pick it out of the sunshine and get another run on, and another huge collision, that time with Jasmine Hazel.
Deeps, retreat in front, retreat. No, thank you.
Booted away from Gallagher. Sale Sharks have to have some more say in this game soon if they are to stop this Tigers wave. Hopkins returning the meters. Benson on for Harper, and then gets it back on the wraparound.
First player, no knock on.
Tigers went in to try and get hold of it, but they couldn't quite do so. Scarlett Fielding made the PWR team of the week last week alongside teammates Jarrell, Capel and Thorpe. Need to find a little bit more of that form. The third quickest 4-try bonus points scored this season of any team. Oh, it was a decent long one. Rigoni did well to take it from Duffy's pass. Drive through the breakdown is causing problems though, and Duffy's looked to try and get that through, and it's not quite worked out. Tigers again.
Off a leg, always off a leg.
Looking to go. Ralph. Screams of give it. Gallagher on the outside for Henrich. And Henrich will just cut back in field and momentarily get away from Thorpe, who got the chance of a second bite at the cherry. Ralph. Again, played away. Bartlett. Just another out-arcing run from Gallagher, from Evie Wills. It wasn't quite going to stick that time.
Yeah, the option was probably to drop.
Yeah, same on.
I think it was Donaldson on the inside there on the little switch back.
20. Play down either way, time off.
What should they have a word with Sale 5 about tackling beyond the breakdown and holding people?
Sale R or?
Sale 5.
Okay. Cheers, mate.
So patch-up job complete.
Make sure we don't go beyond
Charlotte
the breakdown, if that's okay.
Morgan Richardson swap is reversed. In the meantime, Sophie Benevent, who is down, getting the start this week ahead of Abby Constable. So much focus on this fixture for Sale Sharks over the course of the last week after that performance. It's going to be quite the job for them to keep the focus on this one and not let it get away now.
Yeah, exactly. Look, we know that they've got plenty of talent here, but for me, it's really predictable at the moment. You know, they're playing with their pack forwards. Lizzie Duffy could be in behind, looking like she's a link out the back, create some threats here. Ball's too slow. Meg Jones can read it, get up on the outside, make some step back inside.
Yeah, they've not been great at breaking the line this season. The kicks have been a bit too short as well. The kick chase hasn't quite been getting up on the receiver. It's working nicely. Just looking for that consistency of gain line break. Speaking of Rachel Taylor before the game, they said that one of the focuses for Sale Sharks was going to be line speed, but they seem to be suffering at the line speed of Leicester Tigers at the minute.
Played the 9.
Struggling to find the room to play.
Yeah, well, Leicester Tigers, they're being really smart about their decision as the breakdown. When's the opportunity to counter and when there's not. So then they end up fanning out, having a full white wall in front of them. And then when you're playing really flat and you've got a defensive line that's loaded and ready to get off the line, It's going to feel like you've got no room out there, and as we saw there, a bit of a panic pass goes in behind Rigoni.
Sail 8.
But lucky for them, they've got an opportunity in the gold zone here. And the last time they were here, they came away with 5 points.
Made 50 carries last week, more than any other match so far of the season.
There's no foul play. She was the tackler a while ago. Okay.
Yeah, cheers, mate. The person who was down midfield at the last break, Sam.
Yeah, number 8. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
So Lucy Sams has come into the action for Jas Hazel. Sale Sharks are looking to keep this one a little tighter than their opponents have.
To go there.
Amy Cockayne has latched herself right into the middle. Oh, and they're not able to play it. And Cockayne will have done sufficient to wrap-up job to ensure that her side get that ball back.
6 toes to go to ground.
Take the ball into a maul. If it goes to ground and you can't play it, it's a turnover. And Amy Cockayne will have known everything about what she was doing there.
Well, certainly would have, considering she's the one who's normally at the back of those on the attack in front, so knows exactly where to get to. Just not enough protection there from Sale. Initially got a really good drive on, but you've got to be able to protect that ball.
I got you.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
1, 2, 3, 4!
9! Balls away.
Brodie with the pick. Comfortable meters as well. Fired back for Jones. Which came off the sort of front of the toe a little bit, so didn't get quite the force that she might have wanted on that, Natasha Jones. So it's Harper who'll go with the carry. Now Sale Sharks looking to try and use it, but it was lost by Rigoni. Meg Jones able to gather it after it bounced off her mush on the floor. Plenty of people in the crowds either side running through to try and get hold of it, but Tigers have managed to get themselves on it, and it's going to be quick tap time from Gallagher this time. Pace and tempo from Tigers, clearly a focus. Frey. Tom Hunton has said 3 clubs have already been asking for Charlotte Frey, asking about her future, her contract status, what's going on. Such is the interest on the Leicester Tigers second row. And this, of course, the first of our 2 games today here in Sale. Sale Sharks against Leicester Tigers, the men's match from 2:15 in the Gallagher Premiership.
Yeah, perfect, thank you.
Gallagher Premiership, which has returned, of course, after the Autumn Nations series. Then on Saturday, TNT Sports 1, it is Bristol against Exeter. That is our Premiership Women's Rugby match next week. And today, 5:30, the Rugby Review Show, TNT Sports 1. Make sure you join us there to review a packed weekend of action. Also streaming live on Discovery Plus. Does certainly look like speed of those quick taps, Rachel, whether it was on McQuarrie or Jones or Gallagher.
Definitely got 10 metres.
They're super keen to keep that tempo in the 22, aren't they?
Oh, okay,
Yeah, they certainly are. I think, you know, when you get a team on the back foot
that's all I
and
missed today,
you want to keep that tempo in the game, you want to be able to, you know, almost put even more pressure on that team, and that's exactly what Leicester Tigers are doing. They don't want to let off at any moment. They don't want to stop playing at any moment. We've seen this from them in the season where they've been into games, been really pressurised.
We're not saying it wasn't it's twice. The rest of the time they've been.
It's an impressive stat.
Okay, yeah.
Fastest try bonus point this season. Bristol versus Loughborough at 12 minutes, and now Leicester versus Sale also on that top 3.
Yeah, 3rd on the log, not bad. He will definitely be feeling that with 50 minutes to go, it is not comfortable. It's not a comfortable ride yet, but what a start it's been.
Crouch!
Most points scored since round 1 last week, with their best attacking ruck performance of the season. Well, they follow that up this week. Big shove from Leicester Tigers. Oh, and they're going to win the penalty, despite the fact that Stefan will come running away with it. Now, what's going to be the option here? We've certainly seen them tapping from this sort of position before. They've got a little more time to think about this, and Meg Jones is eyeing up that left-hand touchline.
Love me, Johnny. Yeah, cheers, mate. Send him on.
Probably not where Meg ideally wanted to put it. But what a scrum. Driving an opposition off their own ball is no easy thing. We talked about there being a strong battle there between the two.
It will be 15 against 15 now, as their 15 returns. Prothero back from the yellow card.
Over 15.
Tap down off the top. Ralph looks back to the short side. Was Benevent, now it's Brody in that tackle. Alba Capel, Spanish international, is trying to do the best rip job possible, but it's really good strength from Brody. And now away, Wills. Ralph. Meg Jones, little hitch kick. Oh, it's just delightful. Henrich, USA Eagle, who joined this year. Omakwale, well held onto by Katie Benson. Good speed arriving from Brody. Now Ralph again. Oh, it was just a little too far on the fingertips of Eva Donaldson.
Just thought we might get away
just
with
a
it.
little low one. Ralph gives the apology.
Knock on. Pardon? A whole scrum. The whole scrum went backwards and then turned.
You know, this is what will be frustrating from a Tigers perspective. You know, they're getting themselves into these opportunities, and Tom Hudson talked about it. It's about executing every opportunity that they get. That's 2 errors now where they've just forced the offload, the accuracy on the pass not quite right.
Crouch! Bind!
Sale Sharks will be all too aware of the Tigers pack that came burning through the last one. They will use it a little quicker. Stefan actually had a bit more time, able to send that away on the right foot. A light smattering of applause from the home fans in the Salford Community Stadium as Gallagher looks to try and counter with a few metres up to the 22. Frey
Tackle!
getting on the shoulder of the Canadian Omakwale. Wills. Oh, that's a little loose on the floor, but we had a penalty advantage being played.
Oh.
Jones into the corner.
Put him on the edge, Jenny.
Tiger number 1, Natasha Jones, team's inaugural captain. Played every PWR game last season. Cocaine. Looking for skipper McBrien. Smuggled back, it's with Cocaine, and it's rumbling towards that line. There's only going to be one result. Amy Cocaine disrupting mauls at the other end and finishing them off in the goal zone for Leicester Tigers. Try number 5 in the first half as the East Midlanders are enjoying their trip to Salford.
Well, we've seen quality of Amy around the park on the line breaks, but this is her bread and butter. The set piece delivers the ball right down the middle and then latches on, and we've seen her do this time and time again, both in a club and a country shirt.
All good, Jack.
Just see there, all of Sale Sharks splinter away. And then all of a sudden you've got a 4-on-1, and there's only going to be one winner there, and Amy Cocaine.
Meg Jones. We'll see the two flags raised. Tigers get themselves up to 29 points in this first half.
Just pinpoint accuracy, brilliant darts, finds the back. One of the hardest places to be able to defend if you go to the back of the line out, and when you've got a weapon like Amy who can put it there on a sixpence for your team. We really are seeing the best of Leicester Tigers today. This first 40 minutes has been a brilliant display of what we've seen of patches throughout the season so far, but it's really coming together for them.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, Sale Sharks talking about wanting to find an 80-minute performance. They've struggled to find a 40 so far.
10 more.
Duffy.
Cheers, mate.
It was there for the claiming for Sale Sharks, really, wasn't it? No one quite getting onto it. Made a bit too easy.
Outside of 22.
Clearance downfield, Prothero. Oh, she's taken that over the shoulder. Are they happy that went backwards? They just about are.
Jack, that did go forward, mate. It did go forward.
Well, Tom Foley,
I can't.
I think with the benefit of our position, was able to say it might have gone over the shoulder, but it did go forwards.
Oh, it's such a shame, isn't it? It is forward. Just compounding errors at the moment, whether it's handling, whether it's the penalties, whether it's turning over the ball. Really need to find their way back into this game.
Let's go, front row! Let's go, girls! Section! Come on, cool girls. Lower! Lower!
Crouch!
Sink!
Bind!
Nicely. Beautiful.
Set!
1, 2, 3, force! Force! No!
In from Ralph. Jones. Low one for Meg Jones to take, and then the wraparound from Wills, looking for the support. Henrich had got away over there from the right wing, but there was just a little knock-on.
If it was in your hands, it's still a knock-on.
Appeal from Evie Wills will not be heard.
That's right, yeah. Let's go.
Let's go! Keep it here!
Sorry.
Let's go, squad! Let's go forward!
Just see they're trying to get, I think, Claire Gallagher into the game a bit more. Obviously, she's been playing at 10 for Leicester for a lot of this season. Bringing Tash Jones in, so she's in that front line. And you just bring in Claire Gallagher. We've seen her pace, we've seen her ability to be able to create space for others as well.
Set!
Just there, didn't quite get the timing right.
Stefan. Duffy. Is that kick going to bounce before it goes out? No. And the hands go to the face of Laura Perrin. And that perhaps is all you need to know about that first half display, where Sale Sharks have perhaps seen the nerves and sense of the occasion in the big stadium get to them, because wherever they've looked disconnected, Leicester Tigers have looked absolutely bang on the money. 5 tries in the first half. They lead at half-time. Sale Sharks 5, Leicester Tigers 29. Holly Thorpe, the only try scorer for Sale Sharks in that first half, whereas Leicester Tigers... Look at the statistics from that first half. Omakwale and Brodie in that back row for Tigers with 11 carries. Closest to that number is Niamh Swales for Sale Sharks with 6. So that tells you about the possession and what each team have been able to do with it. Quite a lot of what Leicester Tigers did with it in that first half was in the Sale Sharks 22. Rugby World Cup winner from 2014, Rachel Burford, is still with us. Tigers are looking to just run this out of the 22, and they nearly might have done.
No, leave White!
Might have got a little bit further if it wasn't for the saving tackle.
No!
With 20 capped Spanish international Alba Capel on that far touchline. Now, Duffy. And they get through the hands to get as far as Rigoni. Was stopped by McBrien. Now Duffy looking to get into that corner, but it's gone out on the full again, and we're just seeing these unforced errors from Sale Sharks.
Yeah, it's the right option. Just looking to get it in behind.
Time off, mate.
Didn't have enough numbers to run with attack. Yeah, it's just errors in the first half. 7 errors and gifting the ball back to Leicester Tigers, who are full of energy, full of urgency.
Just got a little shoulder injury.
No foul play, Jack.
Cheers, mate. Just line the sub up near, be efficient.
Leicester shading the possession over the course of the game so far. 59%.
Always a good sign when they sit up.
Just need to check that everything is working as far as Erica Jarrell's concerned. Her debut last season was against Tigers. Former captain of the Harvard University team where she graduated in 2021. Sergio's medic team at making sure. Another look at the collision.
It's just one of those awkward ones. She's diving onto the ball. And at the same time, she's got her own players and also the opposition. So arms just slightly out. Hopefully, just a bit of a stinger, nothing too serious.
Just wait. Putting something on there, or? Yeah.
A little shake of the head, so I think either way, Erica Jarrell is going to come off for an HAA. As you see, 14 caps for the USA. Debut was against New Zealand in Ottawa, and has played every test since. Of course, all the talk over the last 24, 48 hours, if you're on your social media, of another American that might be coming to the PWR. Ilona Maher, having completed her Dancing with the Stars duties, came second, not too bad at all. She has posted pictures of flying to London. We await further news of where the most followed rugby player on social media may pop up. Cash Jones just helps it on its way. And it's Jones to Jones again. Meg Jones the first receiver that time. Fury with the carry. Ball dropped back inside for Julia Omakwale. Now, Tigers look to try and use the short side. Rigoni. Defensive effort once more from the Italian outside centre. Then the close ball for Omakwale, who does well. Well held onto by Capel. And now Wills heaved over the top from Meg Jones. Just was a little much for Eva Donaldson to be able to keep hold of, the Edinburgh Uni graduate.
She's been busy, hasn't she, on Koala? Running on shoulders, running off the 9, running off the 10. 19 metres made, 11 carries already. And every time she's in the contact area, she's making yards. She's getting over that gain line. 4 defenders beaten there.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Stefan looking to go from the penalty. Perrin.
Back on, advantage.
It's just messy from South Sharks, isn't it? They just don't sense that they're quite all on the same page, that they all know exactly what the pattern's going to be next.
So it's just rushing, just slightly overrunning. The communication not quite there. Not sure who it's going to be for.
You scrummage
can
higher,
see
you've gone to floor and left the space.
Sophia Stefan wants to get the tempo into the game. Sees an opportunity, but everybody else has got to get on the same page.
And Nikita Prothero had the yellow card in the first half, but we are going to be seeing a change with Robin Wilkins coming onto the field, and she's going to come into the fly half position, which will see Lizzie Duffy move to the back. Interesting shuffle from Rachel Taylor.
Time on.
Let's go, let's go.
Great stuff, man.
Big scrum, girls, let's go, big scrum.
Put in. Crouch!
Katie Dana-McLean alongside Rachel Taylor.
Set!
Meg Jones has just come running over to the left side, having been on the right, to try and create an extra number here, and Ralph is going to send it that way. They were all ready to honeypot around the red rose there, knowing that the threat as she would be. Back in for Frey. Tasha Jones. Wills was just on the inside wanting it. Ralph had a thought about a little look herself, but just got a little static momentarily from the Tigers, and we haven't said that too many times this afternoon. McQuarrie risked the big one, but there's no advantage coming. And you might have heard all the screams on the referee's mic saying, "Go Ralphie, go Ralphie." They were all very keen for Amy Ralph to take that. Well, the ball's bounced around in there. Somehow it's remained in Tigers' possession. In fact, they're going to get a penalty.
Yeah, and there was an early tackle as well, Jack.
Yeah.
Ralph will be given licence to go quickly again, and it's Frey into the 22. And it's these Tigers with their tails up. Gallagher bounces off one.
First player.
And that will be the turnover. And no one more willing to celebrate it than Scarlett Fielding, who was stood right next to it.
Slow it down, please.
Slow it down, you say, Tom.
Just for a sec.
Lizzie Duffy.
It's time off, Tom.
Kept alive by Tigers.
It's all good, Jack. Carry on.
Cheers, mate.
Fury brings it in field. Now a penalty for offside against Sale Sharks.
Sorry, Tom, I didn't realise they were actually going to miss touch.
Conceded 17 penalties last week on the home side, 11 of them in defence.
Put one to 10, Jenny.
Period at which Exeter Chiefs made 72 metres through their mauls, which is nearly the full length of the field.
It's impressive, but you give a team 17 opportunities to either gain territory, quick tap, get you back on the back foot and under more pressure. South Sharks just need to settle.
All the way in.
Got to go forward, they've got to look after the ball, but they've also got to work
Timing.
out the referee's calls, listening to him and being disciplined around the park.
Down for Fielding from the line out as they make the change. Natasha Harper making way for Nick James. Stefan's got some work to try and get in and get that ball, which is almost on the Tigers' side. The Italians done a decent job of it. Then the drive from Antwis. That's gone straight up and straight down. Not made any metres forwards. Oh, but that is a ball off Sale Sharks that's come forward, and Antwis couldn't resist jumping onto it. 50th club appearance for Ione Antwis.
Just here, just rushing the box kick. She's got no clear blockers in place. She's got no length on the back of that ruck, so it makes it so pressurised to be able to get that ball away and try and relieve some pressure for her team.
Not made as many metres this week as she did last. Stefan was at the back of that, was keen to play it on the overthrow, but just nudged it forward, so it's a knock-on advantage that Leicester Tigers can play with, and play with it they will.
All right, no knock on.
Sharks have managed to wrestle it back.
Thank you, Henry.
Advantage deemed over.
Tackle! White,
Big old drive in there. Stefan has to go and look for it. Then the power. And the big pot of forwards looking to carry it up. Heads down and low for every metre from Sale. Stefan looked momentarily like she'd run out of ideas and run out of options. Looked for the trusty frame of Beatrice Rigoni to help her out. There's almost a little arm in the wrong place from Eva Donaldson on the tackle on Lucy Sams.
No, 7.
Now, a bit more protection this time for Stefan. She gets a better aerial ball. Catch is made though, and well done from Henrich, followed and tracked down by Antwis.
First player.
Oh, that's really good work from Scarlett Fielding.
It's a great clear out there.
Working in tandem to make it work, and have they got a little bit of width here? Possible 3-on-2, but Duffy opts to put boot to ball. That will still put the pressure on the Tigers. Not a lot of room to operate in. And straight down the tram lines. Wilkins. Is that the right place to have put that ball? Meg Jones will want to try and suggest no, it isn't, and finds a bit of room on the right. Oh, and it's the stop-go. Henrich eventually stopped by Thorpe, and now Jones. Just get the sense that one of these attacks is going to suddenly break through at any moment from either of these teams, and Tigers often looking the more likely. Takes Benson and Cowan to stop that last effort. Wills, Jones, Cocaine with the big one. Out to the left. Tess Fury, 18 club appearance, has scored in this match last season. Back in from Ralph Omakwale, 9th visit from the Tigers to the Sale Sharks 22. Just heaving it on through Scotland's Wills. Oh, they're looking for the cross-field effort here. Thorpe is going to have to backtrack. Has it been kept in field? It's just a one-on-one contest out there as Donaldson went in to try and get hold of it.
That was in touch, Jack.
I think there was a question mark over whether the ball was in touch, and Tom Foley has just had to advise Jack Makepeace that it was. That was a fairly endless passage of play.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Leah Bartley with the first little line break, getting in behind the defence, but Leicester Tigers just trying to go whip to whip, really pull this Sale Sharks team aside. And in the end, the defence was too strong. Used a little crossfield kick that didn't quite work out for them. Again, just the hard work. Oh, Corral, mate. She's been so good, hasn't she? Well covered in the end there by Thorpe.
Right. Let's go. Time up.
Change made for Leicester Tigers. Amy Ralph has been replaced by Jenny Maxwell. It's another box kick that has come from Sophia Stefan, which is not going to come to much. And now Jones wanted to get the quick offload away to the left-hand side, sensing where the space was. There was nearly a chance to smuggle it again to Tess Fury, who recognised that it needed to go back in field as another American in Talia Brody makes the carry. Then Jones, that was a sufficient meeting to drive Charlotte Frey back in possession. But Meg Jones is there ready to receive and look to try and find more colleagues out on the right-hand side, and they will arrive in more angles straight towards the posts to try and cut around that Sale Sharks defensive line. Lining it up again, seeing more and more of Leah Bartlett on the line. This time it's Benovant, accompanied by Brody. Frey getting in there to keep hold of it. Cocaine was driven back. Jenny Maxwell, now for Frey once more. Donaldson looked to try and get the clear out. It just got tipped forwards, but Leicester Tigers looking so comfortable on the ball, so ready to know where it's going next and what job they each need to do.
Yeah, it's lovely to see, isn't it, the interlink between the forwards and the backs. You know, they're not engaging the line too much, just holding their feet, letting the ball do the work. See there, just holding the feet, let the defender come onto you. And then the link-up play, just being on the shoulders right from the get-go. They've been supporting and flooding through. But you've got to commend Sale here, not giving up an inch. Defensively, wave upon wave from Leicester Tigers coming at you. And then an error comes in again for Leicester Tigers in the end, and it allows Sale to breathe once more. Their kicking game, their exit strategy is just letting them down at the moment. Sophia Stefan, lots of pressure on her. You've got two kickers on the field now with Wilkins and with Duffy. Opportunity to just relieve some of that pressure, pull it back. Get yourselves out of your own half.
Well, Olivia Ortiz has now come onto the field to replace Sophia Stefan. And we've seen Lucy Sams coming on as well. But Morgan Richardson is onto the field now for Charlotte Frey. Super display from Frey. 61 metres made across 13 carries.
Crouch!
No wonder Tom Hudson is having to bat away the interest.
Set!
She is in that sweet spot of not quite being in the Red Roses window, but playing so well. Young English qualified talent. Little surprise. Others are asking the question.
I won't worry about it. These are my first one.
Yeah, particularly when you're backing up your performances week in, week out. I'm sure that she's being watched with close eyes. But she has had a brilliant game. Just been so busy.
Yeah, looks like Erica Jarrell is going to have to call it. She's not looking comfortable and too comfortable in terms of scrummaging. Although I think they've decided, well, if you can't do it on your right shoulder, then perhaps we'll just put you on the outside of the scrum. But might not help when it comes to tackling.
Yeah, and what's that saying about the flankers and their ability to push in the scrum?
Coach!
Let's go.
Bind! Set!
It is. Wilkins, Welsh international, with the experience to clear the lines. Canadian Gallagher was well tracked down. Sophie Hopkins doing the defensive work where it was needed on the kick chase. Maxwell, Tasha Jones running around that corner. Good pin on the tackle though to stop the advancing Benevent. Wills. Oh, she looked for the inside ball. There was absolutely nobody there.
It's come off me, but it's forward anyway.
And indeed, it was forwards. Just got a bit static there from the Tigers. They've certainly managed to make it look good for much of the 54 minutes in terms of dynamism.
Let's go.
In the meantime, let's get some reaction from the Sale bench and head down and join Jenny Drummond.
Thanks very much, Nick. Yes, I'm with Morena Talling. Now, you are a little bit injured at the moment. How are you doing?
Yes. Yeah, good. Getting back there. Bit of a rubbish injury, but excited to get back on the pitch with the girls.
Yes, it's been a tough one today so far. What were you in the changing room at half-time? Do you know what the message was?
No, but I think one of the girls was saying kind of just go back to the basics. I think kind of we've not had that much of attacking ball, which we realistically want. So yeah, just go back to the basics, keep hold of the ball.
Yeah, a few errors certainly at the breakdown in terms of turnover. How do you go about changing that around, get on front foot ball really?
Yeah, I think kind of just our confidence to go up, kind of go attack their attacking play and get in their channels and kind of try to disrupt their play so we get on the ball more.
Well, thank you for your time. We wish you well with your injury. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Also here from Red Rose, Morwenna Talling. I'm sure she would have loved us to be talking to her in slightly better circumstances than seeing her side having conceded 5 tries. It's all in that first half, incidentally. We have yet to see anybody cross the whitewash second half. Ortiz. That was a very low one for Laura Perrin to take. Not the sort of service she would have wanted from her replacement scrum
Right, let's
half.
go.
Although Ortiz is at least wanting to make sure that the picture behind her is a little better. And that offload will find Duffy, and Duffy's got a nice outside arc to make here and gets the offload away. That was better. Thorpe did well to hold it as well. Cowan. Rigoni, no room to work.
Move White.
Ortiz. Jarrell, still working with ball in hand. No, she's not comfortable with that right arm. Ortiz and then Wilkins and Fielding. Wilkins was under a lot of pressure. Duffy will ship it on and find Perrin. And Perrin, oh, somehow Sophie Hopkins has slipped the net. And Hopkins looking infield and then almost considering the snake and dart out, but did well to stay on her feet into the 22.
Tackle.
Salford Community Stadium desperately wants itself to be heard for its Sale Sharks women. Capel. Most phases that Sale Sharks have gone through in the game so far, 11. Can they maintain their composure? Certainly, it has been their hallmark that they're capable of getting through, but then finishing in this sort of area has been the problem. 14 clean breaks last week was the most in round 7, but they only converted 2 of them into tries. This not so much clean breaks, this all about the phase play, keeping it tight, getting the support on the shoulder.
Severed hands.
Sale Sharks desperate to get another one on the board.
Use the line.
The 16th phase now, the most of either side in this match. They're getting very close to that line, aren't they? That's how near it is. One more drive. Short again from Cowan. They do smuggle it back. Jarrell was well repelled. Ortiz is looking out to the left. Do they want a bit more width on it? Can Jazz Hazel offer herself? Look to try and get low, not quite able to make the meters. Amy Cockayne was a little on the back foot there. Was that going to be a chance? Ball back in field for Cowan again. Well met defensively. The Tigers wall doing the business. Ortiz fancies a go herself and still gets stopped short. And now the drive for the line, and it will be the score. A relentless blue wave at home, but finally, try number 2 on the board. The first score of the second half. And that will be a sigh of relief more than anything else, Rachel Burford.
Yeah, what a passage. Brilliant little outside break. Bit of confusion defensively, but brilliant run to get a team into the 22. And then the work from the forwards, relentless. And then the simple pick and go, slightly tightened up. And Benson gets over, gets their team back with some momentum. You could hear the Sale chants around the stadium. Is this the moment that really pushes them on?
22 phases to get Katie Benson over the line. But now you just wonder what Beatrice Rigoni is saying among her teammates. It's got to be, well, if this is what it takes, this is what we do.
Just a much better attack, wasn't it? We saw the first little dart of Lizzie Duffy down the left-hand side, gets the team on the front foot, and the recycle, the organised players on the outside, and then the break on the other side of the pitch, and then all of a sudden, Leicester Tigers scrambling back, trying to defend, and at some point after 22 phases, you are going to run out of bodies to manage to be able to defend.
USA International, one of a good handful in the Sale Sharks squad, Katie Benson. And they are a squad that are smaller in number compared to many around the land. They do represent the north up here. Huge catchment area all the way up to the Scottish border. know, chatting to Rachel Taylor during the week, talking about those players from the north, certain World Rugby World Player of the Year, Ellie Kildunn from West Park, Leeds. There is certainly plenty of rugby talent up in these parts, and Sale Sharks really want to be the leading light. How they'd love a few more homegrown heroes in their ranks. Well, that's try number 2. Boy, have they had to work for it. Look to try and rip that one away. Tigers. Last spell of possession has just rescued a few little percentage points back on the possession meter as well. But, oh, Meg Jones has just found a path through where absolutely no one else will. She'll put up the one-finger celebration again, because Meg Jones is different gravy. Finds a way through, scores a second try for herself, cancels out the effort from the Sharks. What about this?
Yeah, it's just quality. So works round, she's a little ball out the back, recognises that she's got front rower in front of her, takes her on the outside. Just brilliant vision, good work rate from Meg Jones.
All good, Jack.
So she's got ball in 2 hands, scanning, a little pump, just makes the outside defender just think twice, which then opens up the hole even more for her. And then she backs herself all day long, and as she should. What a quality player.
Well, not only will this be putting a smile on the face of Tom Hudson, perhaps a little one on former coach Vicky McQueen as well. It's the first time that Leicester Tigers have scored 6 tries in a PWR match in the evolution and growth of the women's game, of these women's teams in the best league in the world. You have to give credit to a Leicester Tigers team who are enjoying themselves this afternoon.
Yeah, you do. You know, they've been pressurised by Sale, and they've had moments where aerials have crept in, but they've been able to pull themselves back into the game, put the pressure back on the opposition. Every time that Sale have scored against them, they've been coming straight back at them and putting their own points on the board. You've got to say, for this team, who they talked about managing the emotions of this game, being in it physically, and they certainly have done that.
Wills with the carry from the restart. There for Maxwell. Brodie will set them the platform. Natasha Jones. Oh, Meg Jones winds up the big dummy. Hammer downfield from Gallagher, and it's over the head of Duffy, and now takes a bounce towards that touchline. It's racing there for a 50-22. Claire Gallagher, Canadian, has absolutely thumped it, shifting from 10 to fullback. Goodness.
Another glimpse of that big show and go from Meg Jones. Look at that. Plenty of pressure on her. 2 players trying to charge her down, and gets that lucky bounce of the ball on that outside. So tricky for Lizzie Duffy to be able to take.
Given where it was pitched to land, I think we are going to say that the ball has done Claire Gallagher quite a favour there. But however they turn out, gives Leicester Tigers this possession, or the Sale Sharks done a job to wrestle. Not just yet. Maxwell then for Natasha Jones, putting it on the toe for Meg Jones to go for a hat-trick. Not that time. Varying up the play. Jones to Jones. They will be enjoying having Natasha Jones back in that 10 shirt.
Anywhere not this side of the line.
Lizzie Duffy from our own West Park, but that's St Helens. Played a bit of rugby league as well. Oh, the little chip was too little. Just turned into a gift for Olivia Ortiz. Now Wilkins, absolutely nobody over on that left side, so Tigers have got to try and get themselves across in number, and Fury will do so. Had the chase from Thorpe, but not too much of the chase from the rest of the cavalry. Wilkins. Came up to Salford having signed from Exeter Chiefs. 3 Rugby World Cups, Robin Wilkins. Hugely experienced campaigner. Duffy. Looking to try and drill that into those outside channels. That's not a bad tactic at all. And the pressure means that the kick comes back for Rigoni. Looks at the options, considers the pass. Bravely rides the challenge. And now Ortiz back in field. Antwis offload away, but it was loose. And it's been gathered on the floor. It's back in the hands of the Tigers, I think. Brody securing it. Rachel Burford is signalling that there's very little cover in the backfield. They obviously saw you. They managed to get back in time. Scarlett Fielding then with the carry. And it'll allow Lizzie Duffy and Sophie Hotkins to come a little further forward. Capel helped Spain lift that WXV3 title and secure that World Cup 2025 qualification. Perrin wants to put it on the toe. That's just going to bobble out into touch. But it does seem, Rachel Burford, that with a few more carries and a few more tactical kicks, Sale Sharks are starting to look a more composed outfit.
Yeah, you're just seeing a bit more variation from them. There we're seeing Robin Wilkins being played out the back, bringing Lizzie Duffy into the line, getting the ball to the outside channels. Yeah, I wonder if Lauren Perry could just push on the outside of Meg Jones, try and make the winger make a decision. But still, it's not a bad position for them to be able to push Tigers into some pressure.
Well, I think we'll take the hat off to Erica Jarrell for playing on. Clearly in a bit of discomfort once she took that knock. Lucy Sams now comes onto the field.
Oh, sorry.
As does Vicky Irwin.
Sorry, my fault.
Laura Perrin making way.
Right, send them on. Wait. Send them on. One and two.
Just waiting for a couple of extra changes. Sale Sharks are bringing on Amber Shonut and Sophie Lewis. 5th appearance of the season for Lewis. And Scarlett Fielding making way, as is try scorer Katie Benson.
More.
Leicester's line pretty successful. 8 from 9 so far.
4 out now, 4!
Maxwell seeing that ball was being a bit squeezed out on the far side, so went to rescue it as quickly as she could. It's all a little tight. Natasha Jones with the clearance. Safe enough.
That's a good clearance because she had Ortiz all over her, putting her under pressure.
Yeah, send them on. 2.
Certainly copped one, didn't she?
Yeah, Jack.
Yeah.
So there's a penalty because there's a late hit on the kicker, okay?
Late hit on the kicker?
Well, it's a dangerous hit on the kicker, yeah. So it's a penalty 15 metres inside where we're into touch.
Okay, so we're 50 metres from where the ball is. Sorry.
Was, keen to come in and...
50 metres from where the line out is.
Exactly,
yeah. Be a penalty.
Yeah.
There's a late tackle on the kicker.
So the players will feel it was
no attempt to charge the ball.
A bit of a late call, but it's certainly on the screen here.
Late tackle on the kicker.
And Natasha Jones, she was quite happily getting on with the game, but she'll be pretty pleased that Tom Foley has backed her up there. Not got a huge amount more meterage on their field position, but crucially, it is a Leicester Tigers throw-in now. Jones did well. Oh, it was just not forward in midfield though. Tigers will regather, but it'll be a scrum to Sale Sharks.
Well, that time Ortez got her timing right, put enough pressure on Natasha Jones then. She doesn't just push the ball out in front, just to rush the pass, bit of the over the shoulder, which makes it a really hard ball for Wills to be able to take.
Ninth club appearance for Evie Wills.
Lower! Lower! Nice. Nice.
Coach!
So Sale Sharks have got Lizzie Duffy directly behind Robin Wilkins behind this scrum. That's Vicky Owen over to the right. Rigoni to the left. They've got to get the ball though. And Ortiz is going to feed the Italian. And Rigoni dummies. She was under a lot of pressure. Chose the right option, you'd think. And Wilkins then down that left channel. Now a little bit of room to try and find Holly Thorpe again. Opened the scoring for the home side, but that's a penalty to Tigers. Holding on. And it's Tiana Gordon who's over it. Signed from Gloucester Hartpury this season. And that will just suck out that momentum.
Yeah, it really will. Brilliant impact from the bench from Gordon, coming on, making her mark in the game. There, we've talked a lot about Thorpe and how dangerous she is with ball in hand. Just needed a bit more work on the ground there. Recognise that she's slightly isolated. Try and get a really long ball present so you just nullify that threat that's coming over.
Now, if anyone's thinking of going to make a cup of tea, I suggest you you hang around for, well, not only 10 minutes, but of course for our game coming up, because well, both teams tend to score between 20 and 30% of their points this season in the last 10 minutes of matches. So stand by, because the show might be about to continue. Wilkins for Rigoni. Just lost her footing in the process. Ortiz. Oh, she lost her footing as she tried to go for the box kick, or for the grubber, I should say. Meg Jones rarely fluffs her lines and does put the pressure on. Nobody in the backfield for Sale Sharks. Duffy gets there. It's being chased down. Just about slips it away. Oh, and it's a good little break here, and it's turned into a really good break for Sophie Hopkins. 3 Leicester Tigers defenders coming across. Hopkins unable to get past 2, but does well to get the key offload away, and now to her opposite winger, Holly Thorpe. Ortiz, it was a little lazy from the scrum half. At a point it needed a zipping ball away to get them on the front foot. Lucy Sams will set up the platform. They have at least got themselves into that Leicester Tigers half.
First player.
Oh, but the rip from Wills. Well, she'd done the work to begin with, but then it's been knocked on. Lovely work from Hopkins. There is a knock-on advantage, though, being played here for Sale Sharks. Trudy Cowan gets her head down again. Where's the ball? Still there with Sams, who's come on and certainly got her hands dirty for Sale Sharks. Wilkins again. Just seemed determined to push that second pass, Rachel Burford, when there is a lot of pressure on the receiver. It's not allowing them to make too many metres. Wonder whether they need a secondary option.
Ball's out.
That ball's come out there, finding the gain line difficult to get past again.
This is where you need Rigoni and Duffy working now on the open side, being an extra number, because there's space there, as we're seeing being attacked now.
Vicky Owen gives the one big sell and goes through the gap. Just a little too tight, and in fact it's going to be the obstruction crossing penalty, and Meg Jones isn't going to hang around for anybody. Takes the quick tap and boots it away. Jones was in front of the kicker, so knows she has to hang back. It's going to allow Lizzie Duffy a little bit of time, not much time. Told you it was going to get loose in the last 10 minutes, didn't we?
Tackle 10! No!
Tackle in from Natasha Jones was a solid one. There was nobody there from Sale Sharks, but referee was happy enough for the breakdown to just be left clean. Ortiz. Wilkins is charged down. Irwin got through that gap a moment ago, but it came to nothing. Ortiz, Wilkins, tighter ball. Oh, and another chance. One-on-one in the backfield. Was always going to be a tricky one for Capel. Needs the cavalry to arrive, but no, it's turned over and the referee says play on. Well, that looked as forward as you like. We're going to have a scrum. Well, some crazy moments, but some beautiful ones too.
Yeah, I think the exhaustion, the decision-making, just saw a player reacted and passed in front of her. But this is where the initial break comes from. So good from Hopkins, now trying to find a support. And who's right there? Who's the first arriving player? Well, it's Thorpe. Gets right on shot. The work rate, the work rate that these two players are getting through is superb. I mean, this is what we know that they can do. It's been not enough opportunities to actually capitalise on. Straight away we see a turnover, and then all of a sudden, 2 seconds later, Meg Jones is tapping and going. She didn't fancy going all the way. You can see that's a great option to kick in behind, but probably wanted to kick it straight down the front. She got Meg Jones chasing alongside her. But there's a crazy, crazy few minutes here. This was another break just on the back of that work from the forward pack in the midfield.
Front camera shot that we had of Sophie Hopkins really told you how out on her own she was, looking at the options, rides that first tackle to look for that support and get that ball away to Holly Thorpe looked even more impressive.
Ball's out.
Rigoni looks to give it the stop go, but it was more stop than go. Ortiz. Lewis. Penalty Tigers. It's Gordon again.
So you're going again, huh? Too tired now.
Oh, you can stay with us for Gallagher Premiership action, which follows this PWR match this afternoon. 2:15.
Oh, on the 10 a.m.
Following us directly here on TNT Sports 1, it is Sale Sharks against Leicester Tigers. And then our next visit to the PWR next Saturday. That West Country Ding Dong. Bristol against Exeter.
I mean, you didn't have the wrong
That
number,
will be fascinating. 3 o'clock on TNT Sports 1. And, of course, 5:30 today, the Rugby Review. Enjoy all the action from the weekend.
You've got 2 9s. You've got 2 9s.
5:30 TNT Sports 1. Also streaming on Discovery Plus. Into
Right,
the last few moments of this one. Down for Maxwell from the line out. Natasha Jones, Wills. Just got a little stopped in midfield from the Exeter Chiefs, Sale Sharks defence. Gordon. 2 turnovers since she's come on, Tiana Gordon. And looking to use a bit of footwork too. Maxwell. Looks right, goes left. All the work, of course, done by Leicester Tigers in that first half. 5-all if you're looking at the second 40. Maxwell. Shipped on. Not the best pass from Abby Constable, but looking to at least keep the flow going by being the first one there and using that energy as a replacement. Maxwell for Wills, not much time again. Gordon with a pass that was rushed, and Vicky Irwin saying, I'm not going to give you all day to pick that up.
I haven't got a clue.
It's there for Thorpe.
On the body, not the ball. On the body, not the ball.
Sams gets over it. Are we to see one last flourish from the Tigers, from Sale Sharks? It's Wilkins on for Rigoni. Rigoni, 2 on the outside. Will it finally be the score for Hopkins?
All backwards, all
Was
backwards.
that forwards on the
Hoist
floor?
the ball and then back.
Referee's happy.
No!
Wilkins. Driving from Sophie Lewis, trying to get them as close as possible. Can Sale Sharks find themselves a third try in this match? 2 minutes remain of the match. Driving close again, it's how they got their last one. Ortiz goes and has a look. Wilkins has looked for a high one and a crossfield, and that is going to do the job. Holly Thorpe able to creep forward and jot it down. It's try number 3 with 90 seconds on the board.
Yep.
There's room for a 4-try bonus point, Rachel Burford.
It's great to see them coming back into this game. Playing under advantage, so knew she could take the risk with the crossfield kick, but pure accuracy here from Wilkins. And Thorpe again gets over for her second.
Yes.
Just in the last sort of 10-15 minutes, just seeing Sale actually move the ball around, move it to the outside channels, a few little tip-ons, really challenges and questions the defence that then lead to opportunities and line breaks. I mean, arguably, Rigoni should have been able to put that pass away to send Hopkins in. But nevertheless, Holly Thorpe gets over for the second.
3 tries in 2 games for Holly Thorpe. Player of the round last week. Conversion from Lizzie Duffy. There'll be a little running down of the clock here, as much as Tigers can afford to, knowing that down at the bottom of that table, 5 points are handy, but absolutely making sure that your nearby competitors don't get anything from a game is just as important. Clock about to turn to the red. Sale Sharks have an awfully long way to go if they are going to take anything from this game in terms of a 4-try bonus point.
Out of the way, out of the way.
Ortiz. Wilkins has looked bright since she's come on. Oh, that was loose from Cowan.
Yeah.
And it's gone forwards. Advantage might be played momentarily to the Tigers. Tigers defence, Tigers bench rather, are screaming that this needs to go off the field.
Yeah.
Meg Jones is not interested in any more because all of the work was done in that first half.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.
5 tries for the visitors, had all the momentum and had pretty much destroyed the ambitions and hopes of Sale Sharks mentally by that half-time point. Sale Sharks winning the second 40, 2 tries to 1. But in the face of a Tigers side that came here with a job to do, and they've done it again on the road against Sale Sharks, as they did last season. It finishes at the Salford Community Stadium. Sale Sharks 17, Leicester Tigers 34.